We're starting as Krakow, an insignificant little city that just has 100,000 GDP, no army, no navy. We're taking on Prussia, Austria, Russia, and we're restoring the Commonwealth by becoming the ultimate technological superpower. We get the strongest units before anybody else in the game, and we play this out until 1936. And we got one of the rarest achievements in the game. So let's make a deal. If you enjoyed this video and you find it entertaining, make sure you subscribe. If you don't, take that subscription away. Krakow starts off as one of the worst nations, if not the worst nation in the game. But we have great plans for this campaign. Luckily for us though, with the changes in 1.9, it can be either a lot easier or a lot more difficult based on your RNG to get the other powers around to support us in our quest to restore the Commonwealth. We do need quite a few states for that, and we're gonna have to really work for it because we only start with a single university, a rye farm, and some subsistence farms, and 2 textile manufactories. It's basically nothing. There is literally nothing at all in our country, but we are a puppet of the Austrians, so we are of course in the Austrian market, which means that technically we can really take advantage of being a part of the Austrian market to grow our economy, become super self-sufficient. Technologically speaking, we actually are doing pretty good. We have all of the tier 1 technologies, so we're doing better than the Russians from a technological standpoint. We're gonna go for atmospheric engine and water tube boiler so we can quickly industrialize. We have the ability to build iron mines as well as coal mines. Not too many, but we can build some. So getting the better technology means that we're gonna min-max with the small amount of resources that we have and get rich in the process. The reason we want to do that is because we want to attract as many people as possible to our little place in the world. So we're going to get also greener grass campaign, social mobility, road maintenance. Legislation wise, we're also doing fairly okay. We've got private schools. This is one of the only nations in the game that starts with private schools. I have to say Krakow is by far one of the more unique experiences you're going to have playing in Victoria 3, which is why I'm kind of happy I got to do this. We also start with laissez-faire, free trade. In fact, I'll be honest guys, these are probably the best starting laws I've seen in any country by far. So remember how I said it's the worst starting nation? It can also be the best starting nation if you know what you're doing, because it just has so many benefits at the same time that it has, you know, drawbacks, right? We got a wealth voting system, presidential republic, total separation, so that increases the acceptance for other cultures, which means that we'll be able to accept a lot more migrants to our lands as long as we give them a reason to migrate here, of course. We also can change our government and we can get the intelligentsia, industrialists, and rural folk in party from day one, which means we can also push for homesteading from day one. This is crazy, man. This is actually crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and change my textile mills here to produce some more clothes. Hopefully we get the dye imported by our beloved overlords of Austria. We're also going to use harvesting tool production method, which takes up less laborers for the rye farms, and we are going to be building our own little logging camp. We can do 2 logging camps. Logging camps early on especially are extremely productive, extremely good to have, so getting these 2 as our first buildings is not the worst idea. Livestock ranches is a good one too. We're going to get one of those, and then we're going to do coal and iron mine, as well as we're going to get some tooling works. So for now, that's what our production queue is going to look like. Budget wise, we're going to go on very low taxation, simply so we increase our standard of living and as such attract more people to come to our country. No consumption taxes. It's literally a tax paradise. We are basically the Dubai of the 1800s. We also can request a regime support as well as market support, which they're going to be denying us, and as such we're going to have our liberty desire increased as consequence. This is something we're going to have to repeat again and again in order to increase our liberty desire as much as possible. Culturally speaking, we primarily have a lot of Poles, a little bit of Ashkenazis, a bit of Ukrainian, and South Germans. And as you can see here, we have 40 acceptance for all of them because of our national supremacy legislation. So ideally we also want to go for either racial or cultural exclusion. That way we can start getting all the pops in our country. Technically, I probably would be better off changing my legislation here first, since we have quite a lot of support for it. But getting homesteading would be such a massive deal that I have to go for it. Another big issue for us is that the Russians, Austrians, and the Prussians start with a defensive alliance, which is why they will not support my independence. But give it a few years, we're just gonna, in essence, grow in these few years our economy, get stronger, and when that alliance crumbles, and boy will it crumble very fast, that's our moment to start asking for independence supported by these nations. Oh, also guys, we've got level 3 education institution, and we're gonna go for level 3 law enforcement from the start. It is absolutely glorious how good our political situation is as Krakow. Let's just say that our political situation is as good as our diplomatic situation is bad, okay? They're like complete polar opposites of one another. And there you go, we went to study phase already with homesteading. This is actually amazing. Oh, and we got 10.2 standard of living and growing. Okay, can we just get all the migrants from the world, please? Look at that. 220. Nobody is coming, are they? Nobody's coming. Now that we managed to also get atmospheric engine pumps, we can change to that particular production method and get even richer in the process. And there you go, boys. Homesteading on the very first attempt is just wild to me. That means we can go for another good legislation. I would love to go for proportional taxation. We don't have the technology for it yet, so let's go for cultural exclusion. Hopefully this passes. Then we can start getting all the European nations pops into our country, because let's face it, this is the greatest country in Europe, isn't it? It definitely is. Voted best country in the world by people of Krakow. Totally not biased. There you go. Study phase already. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Give me that. Give me the freaking cultural exclusion. I don't know why I'm actually having a lot of fun playing as Krakow. It's such a different playstyle from pretty much everything else I've played in the past couple of months. And because we're also so small, making just tiny little changes in production methods makes such a big difference for us. I also like the fact that because we have cold relations with the Austrians, despite our economic dependence on them, we're still gaining liberty desire. So we want to make sure we keep those cold relations to keep on gaining the liberty desire. Hey, we got our tooling workshop. Okay, baby. Now we're going to be in the actual money, boys. You just wait and see. Of course, we got iron shortages. Not to fear. We'll fix those very, very soon. Look at that. Our economy is absolutely busting right now. I really want to get some construction sectors, but I don't think I'd be able to support one just yet, though. We do still have basically 500,000 GDP, and it's fluctuating like crazy. So we got to wait until our population and GDP increases a little bit more. Booyashaka, boys. We just got Culturalus Exclusionicus. You know what else we can do to make this even better? Get elected bureaucrats. We literally have the best laws from freaking 1840. This is crazy how good it is. And I believe we also just passively researched egalitarianism. Hails to the yes. I'm also going to attempt to rush for railways, because we would like to get some extra infrastructure, as well as intensive agriculture and mechanized workshops. We want to basically focus on our production tech a little bit for now. Also, I'm going to be stopping my relations with the Russians. I'm going to improve instead with... maybe the French wouldn't be the worst idea here. Oh my god, does that mean we're the first nation to get condensed engine pumps? Probably not, but I choose to believe that we are. Oh yes, baby. We can in fact try and increase our autonomy now. If they deny this, it's gonna again increase our liberty desire more. Gonna rinse and repeat these interactions to make sure that we have absolutely insane amounts of liberty desire. That way we have the option of going for increased autonomy or independence war whenever we want. Sadly, as you can see, the Austrians and Prussians are still on the side of the Austrians because of that defensive alliance they've got, so we gotta wait. Also, can we take a second to see how much the GDP fluctuates for us right now? That is crazy, boys. Let's also go for proportional taxation next. It will piss off our government a little bit because we do have those industrialists in government, but in the long run, proportional taxation is 10 times better than per capita taxation is, since we do have a laissez-faire free capitalist economy right now, which means we're going to have a lot of capitalists, so then we can tax them with dividends tax, whilst per capita doesn't have any dividends tax. So it's all about those dividends tax that we want to see from our capitalists. Okay, it looks like we are at war. However, we do not have any soldiers, so obviously we're not going to give a single schnitzel about this. They can do whatever they want. I hope the Austrians get their butts kicked. I'm also going to change my production queue a tiny bit since we have massive shortages of coal. We're going to do a coal mine followed by the tooling workshop to finish it, and then more coal mines before more tools. Oh yes, Austria's losing, boys. Yeah, kick some Austrian butts. Oh my god, take Vienna for me, please. Please, for the love of all that's good and holy, take the freaking Viennese, make some schnitzel out of them, and just, I don't know, go wild. Okay, they just made a white piece. Damn it! I was hoping that's gonna go on for a little bit longer. We're also stockpiling gold a lot, so maybe it's time to actually get a construction sector. I'm not sure if it's gonna be the smartest idea, but we will test the waters, see if it is okay to get one or not. And seeing as we got proportional taxation, we're gonna go for the next legislation, which will be no migration control. I would love to get this, because then we would have everybody from around the world potentially migrating to our lands as long as they want to. And hey, we just cracked 1 million GDP. A great day for all Krakowians. Should we call ourselves Poles or Krakowians? I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Okay, now we're paying a buttload for just 2 construction. I'm not super sure this is worth it, man. That is actually a lot. Let's also change the iron frame production method, see how that goes. We're basically losing about 3,000 now every single tick for just 5 construct. To be fair, that is an increase in our construction of 50%, so maybe it's not the worst idea, really. The biggest issue is just we don't have any market access, so we need to increase that as soon as we can. And our pops are also starving, so we're gonna need to get some more rye farms. Or actually, we just changed the production method for these. I forgot we already got soil enrichment farming. Paper is in massive demand. Ooh, say no more. I'm gonna be spamming some of those paper mills, and I'm gonna need some steel mill because I will be changing my production method here to the steel tools. Problem is we don't have any steel in the market itself, so I don't want to go full bankrupt, and as such I'll wait until I get my steel mill produced. They also seem to have fixed their tooling workshop issues right now. Let's check what the biggest supply and demand is here. So tools is not a big problem for the Austrians anymore. Iron, which we cannot increase anymore, and paper is. So maybe I'm just going to prioritize paper as much as I can now. The market really fluctuates like crazy in Austria from what I'm noticing. Hey, railways! Hell yeah, baby! Okay, that's GG's. We basically won the game, boys. We have Ralevays. Let's get one ASAP. And we also managed to get the migration control, which is pretty huge. I'm not even sure what laws to go for next. I'm just gonna take dedicated police force simply because it helps with lowering the state penalty from turmoil. One of those few cases where I'm not worried about the landowners since they already have become marginalized, and they pretty much are marginalized from day one considering what we start with as Krakow. Absolutely amazing how unique Krakow is, honestly. I never expected that they have such insane laws from the start of the campaign. Okay, it also seems like we can support a second construction sector, by the way. So let's I'll click that, make sure we get it as soon as we can. Population has also been steadily increasing, not so much from migration though. We haven't yet had any big migration wave coming to our country. Our migration is not really that big right now, just 68 is honestly very average. But I mean, considering our neighboring states have 23, 16, freaking 18 migration attraction, 69 is way better. In fact, some would say that 69 is nice to migrate to. Let's also go for the secret police so we can suppress people and make sure nobody says anything about our governing tactics. And in case you're wondering, I am steadily sitting around 300,000 reserves. I am losing a lot of money, but I make up for it with the fact that I privatize buildings as soon as they finish constructing, so that gives me more reserves, meaning I just live off of selling the buildings I finish constructing, in essence. Speaking of, let's construct a motor industry because we do have motor shortages right now, and let's make sure our railways are fully subsidized. We do have the infrastructure now, which is huge. We actually have extra infrastructure. I'm also going to start changing some of my production methods to rail transportation, beginning with the iron mines, because that way we produce a tiny bit more iron, and iron is in extremely high demand right now. So as much more as we can possibly get is just the best option. Look at that, 1,200 shortage of iron. That is crazy. Similarly, we have insane shortages of paper, so we're going to queue up a few paper mills too. And now that we got the steel mill, we have changed our production method to steel tools, which should increase the demand of steel and make this even more productive than anyone would ever expect it to be. There you go, 19 point something, 4.7, not great, but hopefully the Austrians change their production methods also to steel tools at some point, and then we do make money off of that too. Okay, it seems like the the Austrians have also changed their production method to steel tools, which means that we have huge shortages of steel in the market. So we really should prioritize some extra steel mills now. The Christ of Nations journal entry is here, with the last independent Polish state disappearing off the map following the 3 partitions of the late 18th century, that means 1700s. The dream of revival lives on the minds of the Poles from Poznan to Lvov. The legacy of why does Polish have to be so difficult? Why? Explain to me, kurwa, why? Excuse me, Prussia, you're no longer legally bound to be allied to the Austrians. Can you just cancel that alliance, please? Please, Prussia, please. I kind of caved here, guys, and I went for private health insurance just so we basically make a capitalist utopia out of little old Krakow. Boy, these are actually insane laws to look at in the 1450s. Screw it, man. I'm gonna go for universal suffrage too, just so we have the best, most modern nation out there. We're also up to 16.2 standard of living in the top 4 nations for standard of living right now, which is the only measurement that really matters. I think we also can sustain a 3rd construction sector, and we're basically out of pops, which is not the best. Time to change some more production methods. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Russia and Russia canceled their holy alliance with Austria. Aww. Austria views Prussia as a desirable ally. I'm not sure the Prussians see you that way, buddy boy. Yeah. In fact, Prussia views Austria as a target of conquest. Isn't that just joyful? All right, boys, so we now have the option of getting the Prussians to support our independence. As long as we use an obligation, we have a 50% chance that they're going to accept. Of course, they declined. I hate it here. I absolutely hate it here. Why does everybody dislike me in Europe? What has Poland ever done to you scumbags? We'll try that again later, okay? We'll get it the second time. Second time's a charm, as they say in Poland. Also, Polska Górom is also another thing we say in Poland. So clearly it's true. Path to liberalism, égalité, fraternité, skibidiwe, and marketplace of the world too. Oh my god. Let's go exports market advantage. By the way, guys, I did attempt before to be friendly with the Austrians from day one, right? That way you would expect them, when you try to increase your autonomy, that they're going to say yes if they have good attitude and everything towards you, but I still couldn't get them to accept increasing autonomy from a friendly perspective, which is why I'm trying the aggressive way of getting their neighbors to attack them, right? Because the friendly way just seems a little bit too RNG in my opinion. Oh my god, they actually accepted this time. We have the Breslau Protocol, boys. The independence is supported by Prussia, so that means they will join our side when we declare our war on the Austrians. That means that we just need to wait for the Russians to attack someone again. That way, they're not going to join on the side of the Austrians, and we're good to go. Oh my god, the Ottomans did their Tanzimat. That's also not bad. That's really not bad. Also, Moldova, Wallachia is a puppet alongside Serbia, so the Ottomans are doing really good, which means we probably should improve relations with them too. Maybe we get them in the war against Austria as well. We're really close also to getting them to support our independence. So if we get good relations with them, they're most likely to accept our demands or our offer. We also can do this. Foster Polish radicals abroad. Boom! Skibbity boo boo! I'm gonna ask the Poles of Austria to yearn for freedom. And we are able to do this because we have right of assembly. That's why I tried to go for right of assembly as fast as I could, really. Protected speech would be better, obviously, but we don't yet have human rights invented. What even is human rights? Am I right? Come on. Oh my god, there's 500,000 people starving in West Galicia and 200 in East Galicia. That is not great, man. Are they intentionally starving my peeps here? You scumbag Austrians, stop it. Apparently everybody's starving, including the Austrians. So I'm guessing that food might be a bit of an issue. Meanwhile, we only have 50 people starving, and I know every single one of them, they deserve it. This is Igor and Vasily, who stole that chicken, and they've been punished. Okay, it's targeted starvation until they learn their lesson. You hear me, Igor? Igor is probably not a very Polish name. I should have gone with something like Grzegorz Brzezikevich, shouldn't I? There you go, boys. The Ottomans also are supporting our independence. I honestly think we can take on the Austrians now, even without the Russians. Yes, in the meanwhile, until we start the war, we should start also getting an army. So we're gonna go for arms industry as well as munition plants, because we want to get skirmishers from the get-go alongside artillery foundry. That way we should be able to get at least a few units going. And if not, then we can use these weapons to export so we make more money off of funding foreign wars. So we're role-playing early modern age USA as little old Schnippeldorf, Poland. It's also time that we switch over from private to public schools to get everybody some education and increase our assimilation in the process. We have managed to gain 384,000 South Germans that have migrated to our province because we're better than Austria. No, seriously, we actually are. Hey, we can foster Polish radicals again. Let's do it in Russia this time. And we have access to our very first company. We're gonna go for the Metalworks Combine, and we're gonna be giving them iron mine and investment rights as well as trade rights. Why not? And look, we got public schools. Yay! Everybody gets access now to education except Zegos. Nobody likes Zegos. Hey, we're not letting him anywhere near schools. Okay, let's make that very clear right here. Zegos has to work in the farm. Okay, that's how it is. We caught Jack the Stripper. What on earth was he doing in Krakow is the real question. I thought he's from London. Also, can we appreciate the fact that I literally have more GDP with 10% of a state? We don't even have the entirety of the West Galician state. We have 10% of it, and I got more GDP than the entirety of Portugal. And I'm close to reaching Upper Canada, Norway, and Sardinia, Piedmont. The real question is, how bad is the management in Portugal? And why hasn't it changed in 200 years? I'm kidding, okay? Portugal is an amazing country. I'm sorry, guys. Tell you what, I'm gonna go for guaranteed liberties here just to flex on the Norwegians. Yeah, that's right. My next target is defeating the Norwegian GDP with 10% of a province. All right, buddy? I think we can handle an extra couple of construction sectors. We're actually right now on very low taxes still with no consumption tax, bruh. Problem is obviously still population. We got 0 unemployed, 0 peasants. We're just doing really, really dandy. I would like to go for women's suffrage so we get an extra 15% workforce ratio, right? So right now we've got 800,000 dependents. We want to bring that down as much as we can. Make them women work. Make them work. They need to learn the value of the shekel. Okay, we're also doing pretty good with our institutions. We're trying to get level 4 health insurance, which should boost us up quite a bit from a standard of living perspective. And it's also time that we create the first and best Polish army. Get this pillaging scumbag in charge and recruit some UNOTs. Let's say 5 UNOTs for now should be fine. Oh my god, the British want to support my independence. No, this is huge. This is actually freaking huge, man. Okay, I basically won with the British now. So I got Britain, Prussia, and the Ottomans. Even if Russia joins, I'm still gonna win this. So I think it's time we do our war then, boys. Let's also go ahead and get some more units. The best way to do that is to just cancel national values and go for enlistment efforts. That way we can get 30 freaking conscripts. Holy schnitzel. Okay, that's a lot of conscripts, more than I expected. Make sure they deny our autonomy claims, and that way we are able to increase autonomy via war. Boom. That is 800 soldiers on our side against the Austrians. So they have fearful attitude. We're going to add to this the conquest of West Galicia, so we get the entirety of our state. We're going to add East Galicia as well. Make that also a primary demand. So in case they do back down because they're fearful, at least we get both of these states and our independence, well, not our independence, or autonomy increased, better yet. We could get about 8,000. Yeah, sure. Let's add that. Boom. I'm adding a ridiculous amount of extra freaking money to get from them. That would support our economy for quite a bit though. All right, let's go ahead and mobilize, raise the conscripts, and set up a defensive line. Our general also has delaying tactics, which is a little bit better than just defending front. Let's go, boys. Let's go, boys. The Austrians are not getting the help from the Russians though, so that's pretty good for us. All right, we're crushing the Austrians. First Prussian victory. I love to see it. My economy also completely tanked from 6 million to 1.5, so maybe it's time for me to pause a little bit my construction. Probably do that after I finish the arms industry though. All right, we got parts of the state of West Galicia, and we've also enforced our demands on the French. So that was just us, the British, the Prussians, and the Ottomans against the Austrians. So we basically won. The problem is that I probably will go bankrupt. So that is not good. All right, we got both of the war goals here, and I think we've won the war. But yeah, I've deleted all of my construction sectors. However, it's still very, very bad. So, oh, this is going to be a challenging freaking situation. We won. We got both of the states we need from the Austrians, but we're close to bankruptcy now, boys. So we're paying right now a lot in interest. We have deleted all of our construction sector, so we basically have to start back from zero. Well, I guess we have some from the provinces we took here in Galicia. But yeah, we got 20% of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, so this is a big win actually. So we're gonna call this Austria War 1, and we're gonna need to do a second war against the Austrians where we gain our independence. That's gonna be a little bit later. I'm not too worried. Now we just gotta fix our economy and get back on our feet. Now let's go ahead and change our production methods for our buildings, make sure we have the most optimal production method everywhere, and see how exactly we're going to be able to fix our economy, because apparently the Austrians haven't been doing anything in West and East Galicia. Look at that. They haven't built a single thing. They got like a few government administration buildings, they got a couple of wheat farms, and that they have not built a single thing, man, which is insane, because these states are honestly really good states. So let's check our population too. Now we've went up by 5 million pops. So we got 4 million Poles, 2 million Ukrainians, 600,000 Germans, a little bit of Ashkenazi and some North Germans. We do have massive shortages of bureaucracy, so let's start changing that. Go first change to a standardized filing system, get a few more government administration buildings too. We got shortages of construction efficiency because of, I would assume, devastation. Yep, starving population, turmoil, devastation, it's all there. It's just all there. We're gonna cancel this. We're also gonna cancel social mobility, and we're going to do emergency relief. We'll do the same in this state here, but we do need a little bit more authority first. So let's go ahead and pay a tiny bit more. And yes, I will be making this initial successful war save available on Discord. If you have not yet joined my Discord, recommend you do so. Link is in the description. I'd love to have you over there. Situation might look really bad, but the truth is, give it a couple of months and we'll be fine, because all of these buildings are going to be super productive again now that we're part of the Austrian Empire again, and they need our buildings to not completely economically collapse, right? Because most of their paper, most of their steel, a lot of their tools are coming from our province. But look at that. Our GDP is going back up at a very steady rate. Turmoil is also going down, and devastation is going down pretty quick. Oh god, we have a socialist revolution. Oh, this is not good. Why do we have a socialist revolution? What the hell is happening here? Okay, I think we are safe to start constructing our construction sectors back. So we're gonna do 5 for now in our capital, and then we'll use that to build up the West Galician state after the revolution is done, which has 2.8 million pops, but more importantly, we have 92 coal mines. There's more coal mines in this one state than the entirety of Austria, okay? And I might have exaggerated there, because I think Bohemia might have a few more. 48, no, actually I might be on about that. Krakowian military revolt against us. The end is near. The end is really near. Let's attack, yes, the revolutionus. Luckily for us, our overlord of Austria is helping against the revolution. Yay! Such a great overlord. Totally didn't need to rebel against them to grab the rest of my rightful lands. Oh, actually, that's pretty good, because now we fixed any sort of turmoil issues we had in West Galicia because of that revolution, didn't we? We do want to get more bureaucracy to 500. We need to incorporate the entire state of West Galicia. Also change over to the more optimal production methods for everything that we've got. And I'm also going to start queuing up some of the other basic industries that we don't yet have in our country, such as art academies, although that's probably better if we build in Vienna. Am I right? The rural folk also dominate the government for us right now. 58% clout is just really crazy. Oh, Britain's improving relations with us. Oh, great little Britain. Bestest of buddies. So yeah, let's do that too. Let's make really great relations. Let's make Britain amazing again. Okay, we're growing at a very steady pace to 9 million GDP. So I feel like we could probably do more than 5, maybe up to 10 construction sectors wouldn't be the worst idea. Yeah, we can definitely do 10 construction sectors. Such a massive difference between what our situation was just 5 years ago, right after we came out of that war. Oh god, I was about to say we might need to restart, because we have basically 2 steps away from bankruptcy, but we just recovered really fast. Okay, and that just goes to show that these particular lands, which are the future Commonwealth lands, are just really rich. I'm talking resources. Look at the Polish lands here. 84 coal mines, 48 iron mines, 24 lead, 108 coal mines in Lublin. My point is, the Commonwealth is insanely overpowered. The only problem is that, yeah, it's going to take us a while to grab all of these lands. That's for sure. Wait a second. We have 11 million in the investment pool? Holy mother of God. What is our private sector doing? They're building tooling workshops. workshops. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Let's also start getting those government administration buildings in West Galicia, or Galicia Vodochnia, as apparently it's called. Plus, is it going to be the worst thing if I click this? I don't think so. 24 months to completely integrate it is really not that bad also. And we want to do that because we want our institutions to affect West Galicia. Remember that institutions do not affect a state if it's not incorporated yet. We also want it to pay their taxes, and we do not want the penalty for building things in this state anymore, do we now? All right, we're going to need a few more government administration buildings in our main state, in our main capital as well. So let's get 3 more here as well. I'll click. Look at that. We're up to 50,000 national revenue already. It's also high time that we start getting some more universities in our country, not only for the innovation, but also because we are going to need some more qualifications for the spamming of production buildings we're going to have in a few seconds. Oh, and I just realized we actually have 33 iron mines in our capital now. So yeah, let's just queue up all of these iron mines. It does seem like the private sector has been spamming iron mines in our capital though, so we're pretty good with it. We're growing at a very steady rate, which I love to see. And look at that, institution wise, we have maxed out whatever we were able to max out. It is up to 66 bureaucracy per level now, so that's a lot more than it used to be. It's in fact 660% higher than it used to be. Oh, look, our little Krakow is actually expanding on the map too. That's so cute, man. I love how this just shows the progress the city is doing visually on the map, not just in numbers. There's a cool little train also going to the western parts of our country. And we got oil in West Galicia. Oh my god, this is huge. This is absolutely huge. Okay, I think we're gonna celebrate that by getting some more construction sectors. Let's say another 5. Also, check this out. Since we gained control of these 2 provinces, our population has been increasing massively. I mean, look at that, boys. We managed to get 1 million Germans migrate to our lands because they're like, yo, it's better living in Galicia than it is in Austria for some reason. Revenue is also increasing at a pretty steady pace. Let me see how am I doing compared to everybody else around. We're about to overtake the Mexicans and the Swedes, which is pretty cool. We've overtaken the Italians already, which is awesome. And we got 1 million loyalists to top it off, which is absolutely the bee's knees, as they say. Why do they say that, though? What does the bee's knees even mean, guys? More oil discovered in West Galicia. How much do we have now? We've got 56 oil rigs. Dude, this state is insane. This state actually is insane. What is this, man? Is the developer of this game secretly Polish and I just never knew about it? Is that what's happening here? More oil. Dude, 60 oil rigs now. Come on. Oh my god, North Italian mass migration. This is the first time we got migrants on that scale. Holy shit. Let me check. So I've got a juicy amount of freaking migrants coming, and my migration potential is 131. By comparison, the best areas of Europe, which are in Germany, are 76, 70, 61, and I'm 131. People love to come to Galicia more than they love coming to freaking United States. What is it in US? 89, 58. Oh, dude, this is actually crazy. The best US state apparently is Oklahoma with 134, and we have 131, about the same, despite being an old world, technically protectorate of Austria, so we're not even independent and people love to come to our country. Let's also make it even more appealing by getting regulatory bodies for our workers. And GDP wise, we're about to overtake the Austrians. We just went above Mexico and Sweden, and Austria itself is at 64 million. Okay, we're gonna have to catch up to that. We will have to catch up to that. Okay, apparently groceries is in huge demand too, so we're gonna get a few of those here. There is a shortage of 1,000 groceries as well as 1,000 iron, so let's get some more iron to change some more of these production methods around. So iron we can max out at 33. It's not much, so we will need to definitely get our Russian holdings in order to increase the amount of iron that we're producing. And seeing as I'm gonna have to have some wars with nations like Russia, it's time for me to get some better military technology. So I'm gonna try and rush a little bit for trench. I also need more universities, which I have queued up, but it's just taking a while to build everything in my queue right now because I do have a lot of stuff. So let's get more construction sectors, 4 more for now in the capital, and we might get some more in West Galicia. That being said, we are increasing our economy at a very huge state. I mean, right now we are at 31 mil GDP, which is half of Austria's entire GDP. They're at 70 mil, so almost half of Austria's GDP already we've got, which is crazy, which is 2 provinces. My plan also right now is to attack the Austrians with an independence war. They still have the alliance with Russia, so Russia's going to join on their side, and hopefully, and then we can grab the lands from Russia too, and that way we can bring in our allies in England, Ottomans, and perhaps Prussia. I'm kind of struggling to get the alliance with the Prussians back, so in order to get them to support my independence, I got to give them investment rights, obligation, and that's 72% chance. Actually, that's not bad. Okay, please accept. Please, 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 please. It did accept. Okay, it's over. Okay, it's over, boys. We won. We freaking won. We got, again, the 3 biggest Chad Lords here to help us. So I'm gonna wait a little bit till I finish getting the barracks that I queued up already, so we have at least an actual standing army. And once that's done, we can start the second independence war. This will be an independence war, because by the end of it, we're gonna no longer be a part of the Austrian market. So we will have to make sure we get market access to the world market, likely through our bestest of friends in Prussia here. We can request access to the world market afterwards, which in turn means we're going to be able to grow at a significantly faster rate our economy as consequence. Our investment pool is up to 28 mil, so honestly the best thing for us to do right now is to just max out the amount of construction sectors we got in both states, because we just will be able to use a lot of that for the private sector, which in turn means we make more money and we end up having a bigger economy as consequence. We're basically getting high tariffs for export and low subventions for import. What? Austria, this makes no sense. You have no dyes that you're exporting. Why would you even set that up there? Oh, and guess what, boys? We also have oil in East Galicia now. Look at our population also increasing. We've got 1 million peasants, man. We really need to put people to work, don't we? And holy crap, the private sector is just busting right now. Brother, what is this? That's crazy. We're about to overtake the Ottomans too. Dude. Oh, did they fail their transits actually? I think they did. Oh no, this is bad for us. Oh, I thought they managed to succeed that stuff, because I saw Wallachia, Moldova were puppets. Oh, dude. I mean, I guess I could puppet these myself after I break away, right? So that's something. We can maybe take Austria and Moldova from the Austrians into the war. That's 3 million GDP and 600,000 pop, so it's not too bad actually. Got mostly Romanians and South Germans in it. We're officially producing precision tools, our very first prestige good. And I've queued up not only logging camps, but also I've queued up a lot of livestock ranches, because when the war starts, we're going to be basically short, especially of wood as well as fiber. The only way for us to get fiber right now and wood is to build logging camps, and you guessed it, livestock ranches. That's literally the only way. So we're going to be short a lot of both of those. We want to make sure we don't completely economically collapse. And the British one, sure. You know what? I'll do that for you, Britain, just so you keep that alliance with me until we take on the Austrians together. Wage subsidies is in town, and best part is that I believe we now have the technology for multiculturalism. We do not have any support for it though, but we'll try our best to get some. I think one way to boost the trade unions is to go for commercialized agriculture as well. I am able to get the trade unions if I make a government that's half trade unions, half rural folks, so we can do that, and that will give us access to compulsory primary schools, which means we increase our education level by 2. We also need to get more universities, because we have 149 innovation cap due to our 66% literacy. We are in fact extremely literate. The Spanish also would like to support our independence, and they would allow us to build in Spain. Okay, well that is it, because the only issue I had before was that I didn't know what to do with the French, but now that the Spanish, Prussians, English, and Ottomans are supporting us, we're also doing pretty good with our GDP right now. We are right below the Spaniards and the Canadians. We're actually close to Prussia and Austria, man. Speaking of though, Austria is doing better than Russia and Prussia. That is a first. And you know what? That's 100% because of this guy. That's right. Once we leave the Austrian market, their GDP is going to collapse like shit. We're basically producing most of the tools, a big chunk of the iron, a big chunk of the coal. I mean, we've got 90 freaking 3 coal mines in our capital state alone, producing 15,000 freaking coal, guys. The state of West Galicia has 53 million GDP. So once we properly develop West Galicia too, we're all gonna have about 100 million GDP just from these 2 states alone. And we're also now up to 101 innovation. Just need 50 more to reach our cap. This will be the biggest war of our time. In fact, it's probably akin to World War I, because we have to take a big chunk out of the Russian areas. So we want to have at least a decent army. I'm actually thinking to to go up to maybe 80, so we can get an extra 20 infantry and 20 artillery. That way we can even push a little bit and get our strategic goals in Russia at least. Hey, check it out. Our population and our standard of living is still going up quite a bit. So we're not in the top 10 anymore standard of living, but we're going to get there eventually. And we're doing really, really good with our economy. In fact, we are on the positive. So once we get steel frame buildings, we can increase the amount of construction sectors that we have. It's also time to electrify our grid. So let's get 5 electrical factories in each state for now, so we start slowly building that up. We're doing that because we're starved of population once more. We've got 0 people that we can hire again, and that's a pretty big problem for us. Hey, we've also overshadowed the Italians and the Spaniards. Oh my lord. And booyashaka, compulsory primary education, meaning we can go up to level 5 with our education investment level. We are currently assimilating people pretty fast. 16,000 pops are assimilated every month to Polish culture, but it's going to be even more after we get level 5 education level. The first thing I'm going to change to electrical production method is the electric street lights, which will increase my demand for electricity, but not too much that it just cripples my economy. So it should be a decent amount here. We're doing the same with the electric sawmills because we need a lot more wood, and we can get quite a bit more from just a simple click. Similarly, another one here changed to electric sawmills. The demand for electricity skyrocketed now, so yeah, we're gonna have to fix that. We got 5 electrical power plants. It should cover most of that. Probably not gonna be enough, so we're gonna queue up another 5 in both of these states. So we're closing up on 90 million GDP, and we've got about 15 million population too, steadily growing, one of the greatest powers in the world. But we don't have what we need, which is the lands to form the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. So it's time to start doing that. We're gonna go for independence war, and we've got already from the get-go the Prussians, the British, and the Spanish helping us out, so we've got all the shot in the world to win this. Plus we increased our army size to 110,000 standing units and another 100,000 in conscripts. As expected, the Russians and the French have joined on the side of the Austrians, so this is going to be a very tough war. We should still have the advantage because the Prussians have trench infantry as well as the British have trench infantry, so we have the technological edge over them. I'm going to add my war goals here to basically recover all of the Polish lands from the Russians. That's why I attack Austria and not Russia directly, because Russia is still allied to the Prussians and I'd have to fight the Prussians, Russians, and Austrians. This way we sneakily get our independence from Austria and we get the 3 more important provinces from the Russians with the help of the Prussians, British, and the Spanish, because this is technically an independence war. And we're grabbing the Moldovan part of Austria, so we have access afterwards to the Wallachian principalities, which are independent for now at least. Oh my god, 90 million GDP, and it's probably gonna go down to like half of that after I declare the war because of our mutual dependence on one another, us and Austria. Exactly what I was saying, down to 41 million. This is actually brutal. We're gonna have to get transit rights through the Prussians, otherwise we're not gonna be making it out of this without a bankruptcy, boys. So let's give them as much money as required so they accept our transit rights, which means we now have access to the world market and we can import all the things that we're having massive shortages of now, meaning we're going to need to increase the amount of trade centers that we have by a lot. We're going to need to really spam those trade centers, a lot of trade centers. We already have 233, by the way, in our capital, but we're going to need even more. We're also going to have to adjust some of our production methods because, for example, we do not have any rubber right now, so we're going to go down to steel tools as consequence for tooling workshops. Basically going to try and make the most here when it comes to our shortages so we don't completely collapse economically. We'll give some subventions for importing wood because we do have huge shortages of wood, and hopefully our allies peace out the French quickly. That is the most important part. If France is peaced out in the first couple of months, then we can easily win this war. Otherwise, it might turn into a very protracted and long war. And there you go, France has capitulated. Now the might of the allied nations is gonna bear down on the Austrian-Russian scum. Look at that 50 freaking advantage already. That is crazy, brother. Yeah, we basically have this in the bag, boys. We've crushed most of the spirits of the Russians and the Austrians, so we're pushing like crazy. Look at all the flags of battles we've won, boys. All right, Warsaw has been secured. We set our strategic objective now to Lublin, and our advance has gone up to 66. That is just insane. Okay, we got 2 of the 3 objectives over in Russia now, and we're about to get the last objective in Lublin. Let's go, baby! baby. Okay, Russia's out of the war then. So we can set our strategic objective to Austrian Moldova. So we peace out the Austrians too. I'll let my allies do the heavy lifting on this front whilst I try and push into the Moldovan parts. We're basically crushing them on every front too. We are about to take Vienna as well. We've managed to get some more footholds in the northern bits thanks to our British friends. I did have to go for medium taxation for the time being so I don't completely collapse economically. We will fix our economy after this, not to fear. Down to 60 million compared to the previous war where we went down to like 0 economy is a lot better in my opinion though. All right, we got the war goal. So now we've basically won the war. As long as we can defend what we've gotten hold of, we basically have nothing to worry about. There you go. We got the Russian part. So we've doubled in size, baby. Oh my God, this is actually amazing. I don't think I've been this happy about a war in a really long time in Victoria 3 because this is just such a massive deal to me. I don't have this particular achievement. Let me show you guys. There's actually achievement we're going to go for here. The not yet lost. So this is a very hard achievement. I really want to get this done. We basically have to form the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. So we need to just grab a few more provinces from Russia and one more war and then grab a few provinces from Prussia and we're good to go. We won the war, boys. So we've essentially gotten back most of the provinces that we need, as well as we got our little connection to Moldova, Wallachia, so we can do a bit of expansion in that area. And we also now are an independent nation, which means we're also a great power, not a great power, sorry, a major power, which as consequence means that we take less interest. So 25% loan interest rate is huge. We got migration attraction and such, and we've got 21 million people which we can employ. The newly conquered provinces also have insane stuff such as iron, lead. So yeah, we're gonna become ridiculously rich as consequence now. We do have a lot of radicals because I have been for the past 50 years bringing radicals in Russia. So now I kind of have to reap the rewards of me making these people radicalized. I'm gonna make a little save game here, Poland Universalis. If you guys want to get this again, you'll find it on the Discord. Oh, we actually have sulfur mines? Oh, we have sulfur in Lublin. Oh, that is huge, baby. Oh man, I was wondering where am I gonna get my sulfur and lead from, but now we do have sulfur. That is absolutely amazing right there. It fixes so many of our issues. It is absolutely brilliant. We also have lead as well in Warsaw. So again, 2 major issues have been patched with us getting these 2 provinces. Now we're gonna have to bring these particular provinces to the modern age. So basically what we need to do is bring electricity everywhere right now. Let's start fixing things by getting some government administration buildings. I'm going to get 10 because I just need to get a lot of bureaucracy to integrate the Polish lands. Seeing as I'm going to need a lot of glass, I'm going to prioritize glass production. And my next thing in the queue is going to be a buttload of glass. Actually, you know what? Let's make Warsaw the main glass state and get 20 in there for now. We'll get more after. A great day for all Polish people. Health insurance? What is that, the Americans in the chat would ask? Well, my friends from the West, it is where you don't need to sell your kidneys off to pay for the kidney surgery. I'm joking, okay? I'm sorry. I'm kidding. I love you guys. Please don't flood my comment section with Ludi, you're Romanian, you have no say in this. I know, okay, I'm aware. All right, let's go ahead and use that bureaucracy to core stuff up. So we're gonna be a little bit short of bureaucracy, 700 short, which means we're gonna need to spam some more of these. We do need a lot more in our capital anyway, because we do have 300 minus on the taxes, so we gotta fix that. I'm also curious what the population is looking like. 11, almost 12 million. Is that the highest population in Europe? I think it might be, guys. So 12 million. Let me actually check the population map mode for Europe right now. I think we might have some challengers in the south of Germany. Surprisingly, Baden and Württemberg have about 7 million each, more than Bohemia, and Schleswig is also pretty high. Home countries is almost 12 million, so we are above the home country. We are officially the highest population in Europe in this one little Schnippeldorp state. Oh my god, Polish people become obsessed with fine art. Oh, this is huge. That means we can make an insane amount of money now from just basically spamming fine art academies, or whatever they're called, art academies, not fine art academies. We also can get more wood from the provinces we just conquered, so we're gonna spam that up next too, because we have massive wood shortages. Actually, you know what, I might bring the wood shortage at the top here. Yeah, let's just get a little bit of that going, because it's super quick to build compared to the other buildings as well. All right, we also managed to get ourselves trench infantry, so let's upgrade our soldiers. And I started increasing my relations with the Austrians, despite having you know, been not the best of subjects. We will need their help against the Germans. That is the final boss, basically. I'm keeping the Germans as my ally for now, but after I grab the rest of the provinces from Russia, the Germans have to give me 2 provinces here. So I will use the Austrians in that particular war. We've also identified the site of our skyscraper. Surprisingly, it was in our capital all along, guys. So we're gonna alt-click so we get this done over here. It would look nice with our insanely industrialized little Schnippeldorp of Krakow. We're also making massive progress in the political sphere because we're about to pass women's suffrage, which means that from 16.9 million dependents, we're gonna have a lot less dependents, as a lot more of these women are actually going to be working in our country. And we finally also cracked 100 million GDP. A little bit late, but you know, if we didn't have that massive war, we probably would have gotten this a long time ago. I'm a little bit confused. So women's suffrage should increase my workforce ratio by 15%, right? However, if I hover over here, it didn't actually change at all. Does that mean that women's suffrage is the biggest bait, and all this time we were never actually getting more workers and we just lost 5% population growth? Because that's just really bad if that's the case. And I hope I'm tripping and it actually did lower my dependence and it's not just really badly coded. I hope that's not the case. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. I'm actually curious now if you've encountered this. Wait, what? We've become a great power? Oh my lord. We're the world's 9th great power, apparently. So we're struggling here. We're about to defeat... We're in between defeating the Spaniards or not to become the 8th great power, basically. Prussia is also losing a lot. Holy shit, they're losing a lot. So they went to war with the Austrians for German unification, and I believe they might have just chewed a little bit more than they should have. They are definitely going to lose that war, which is maybe not the worst thing for me. But now I've got an insane Austria to my south, which includes all of South Germany, so not the greatest. Brother, Austria's up to 221 million. Oh my lord. Now, boys, I am getting ready for the next war against Russia, and the main thing I'm doing is I'm building a lot of automobile industries. Why am I doing that? I'm also, of course, increasing the size of my army, but the automobile is going to be the big one because we're going to be able to activate the motorized reconnaissance production method for our units, which means we're going to have 50% battle occupation increase, which is insanely huge. It means we're going to be able to win the war very fast. It's basically what happened in the Second World War with mobilized infantry crushing the enemies. And we're also going to try and get machine gunners as well before the war starts. We got 164 innovation, so we have reached our cap. I am in need of radios as well as automatic machine guns. Radios, of course, so we can make our upgrade here for the trench infantry alongside the siege artillery. So siege with trench is better than what the Russians have, which is skirmish and shrapnel. There you go. They still are basically super backwards compared to us, which means we probably could win the war now, but we need to make sure we also have the numbers because Russia's biggest forte is, of course, numbers, right? We want to have really strong technology before we start that, basically. So the way that I'm going to be attacking the Russians is actually very sneaky. I'm attacking, in fact, the Moldovans with a humiliation CB. That way they do not back down, and I also do not puppet them, so I don't spend any infamy points on that because I'm actually going to be spending my infamy points on the Russians. So we're going to go Volhynia, Vilna, Kovno, so we have access to the world market without having to get transit rights from the Prussians, and Grodno. Problem is, Grodno is going to put us over 100 infamy, so I'm going to do this like right before the end of the diplomatic play phase, so I don't get the rest of the world attacking me. I'll basically be around 99 infamy as consequence. So what I'm also going to do in the meanwhile is I'm going to set everything to defend front, and I'm going to be recruiting all the conscripts that I possibly can over here. Say at least 150 conscripts should be fine for now. Booyah shaka. We're going to go with the mobilization options too, including the machine gunners, which will absolutely rip through the Russian side, and the motorized reconnaissance as well. Gonna increase our taxes a little bit so we don't completely collapse economically, and basically pray G. Also make sure we give our units the war goals here so they know where to go for, so we can basically get all the war goals before the war score goes bad. Okay, so I think we're ready to push. Let's go with the advance on all freaking fronts. We want to win this as soon as possible because we actually are above 100 infamy. I miscalculated, and I'm kind of worried that the rest of the world's going to declare war on me, right? So we want to be out of this war war as soon as possible. And we also need market access because the Prussians canceled their transit rights with us, and I cannot get transit rights to the Austrians, so my economy is going to collapse. It basically means if we don't blitzkrieg through the Russians right now, we're dead. I'm also basically praying that nobody attacks right now because that would be really, 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 really bad. Okay, we got one of the war targets. Go for the next one. And we also need to promote some of our generals to increase our regiment cap. Oh, this is huge. The Prussians and the Austrians are at war. Okay, that is actually really, really good for me. Oh, and we can get another company. That is amazing. Let's go for the military goods cost reduction company. That seems like a fair one. We also got earlier the petroleum company, which is doing amazing. It was up to 400,000. But as you would imagine, because we're not trading with the rest of the world, it's got zero profit since most of our trade is oil. We're, I believe, the world's biggest producer of oil. So yeah, without anyone to give it to, we're dying. We're literally dying. Look at our economy right now. It is really, really bad. I might actually have to go bankrupt after this war. Let's see. All right, we got second objective. Let's go for third one. Please, please, please hurry the schnitzel up. Holy schnuckadorks. All right, boys, we got all we wanted from the Russians, and we're also freaking 92 million in debt. Let's go ahead and finish this humiliation bit against the Moldovans quickly. And now the real decision is, do we go bankrupt? Do we not go bankrupt? What do we do? Because this is a pretty big issue right now. We also have a fleet. I'm not going to bother with the fleet. I'm just going to disband that. Yeah, we have to fix our economy. We do have access to the world market now, which is huge. It means that we do not need to worry about transit rights from the Prussians because we've got the Kaunas. But we also want to get these two provinces from Prussia, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be in a pretty fucked up situation after that war too. So I'm kind of thinking to just push through it, basically attack the Prussians now since they're already getting their asses handed to them by everybody around them, and then afterwards we can go bankrupt maybe if need be and fix our economy. I'm going to save this as the big decision because it might backfire on us. We also can already form Poland. I'm just not sure if I should form Poland or if I should just directly go for Poland-Lithuania. Maybe I can form Does that mean I get the achievement still? I hope I do. All right, let's go for a glorious union. Boom. We got our claims now on Posen and West Prussia, so it's a lot less infamy grabbing these provinces as consequence. Oh, actually, I forgot. We've got 96 infamy, guys. We do have to recover our economy before we do anything else. We cannot even attack even if we wanted to. Danzig is Polish. Yes. Yes, I believe it is. Okay, we're slowly recovering our economy now, up to 188 million again. So I think it's also time we start incorporating some of these states here in the east, the ones that we've basically snatched over from the Russians. And that means we're gonna have to get a few more government administration buildings again. Oh, electricity problems in Grodna. If only I knew where the hell Grodna is. Let me actually check which one is that. Oh, it's this one. Okay, literally in front of me, bro. We seem to really be recovering our economy very, very fast too. So I feel like we didn't really break our country. I kind of felt like maybe I'm gonna give up on this because we kind of broke our country a lot, but no, you know, it's actually pretty good. We're also up to 200 mil GDP now. So let's check in the grand scheme of things. We're right below the French. So we're above Qing, below the French. Bengal's free. What? Portugal's attacking them. What the hell is happening in this campaign? What the actual schnitzel is happening here, guys? I am so confused right now. Why? How does Portugal have this much power? How? Someone explain that to me. Maybe I should just keep it on medium until we pay off a little bit of the debt we have. Oh, hello there. Italy wants me to guarantee their independence. Okay. Maybe I'll do that. You should give me something too. You don't even want to give me one thing? You freaking scumbag. I'm not even going to treat with you, Italians. You're the worst. All right, let's see how we doing now. Need more government administration buildings apparently, but not too many more. And let me check my population. I'm actually curious to see what my cultures are looking right now like. We got 20 million Poles, not bad. We got 5 million almost Ukrainians, about 3 million South Germans, a few Belarusians, Russians, 1 million Russians actually for that matter. It's quite a few. And if we go to the map itself, yeah, I can see where the Belarusians are. In Grodno, Russians are in Vilno, majority of them, whilst Kaunas is majority Lithuanian and a little bit of Russian. Volhynia is mixture of Ukrainian and Russian, and the southern parts are Polish and Ukrainian mixture. And of course, we also have like 500,000 Romanians and 500,000 Jews. Wow, that's quite a lot. The world is definitely healing, though. We're going more and more above the breaking line here. So let's check how much pops we got to. So we got 1 million pops that are unemployed. That means we could probably afford to get another 100,000 soldiers before the the Prussian war, but I don't even think I need it because Prussia is so weak right now. How much they got? They got 300,000 soldiers, 111 million GDP, and 24 million. They lost population. They lost GDP. They're a major power. They're not a great power anymore. That is crazy, brother. Actually crazy. Check it out, boys. We're the world's #1 producer of oil by a long distance too. We produce more oil than Canada and Great Britain together. And I'm also trying to rush for stormtroopers and NCO training, which means I will have the strongest, most technologically advanced units in the world. Hey guys, can someone explain to me why Belgium has more soldiers almost than Prussia despite being two provinces big? Can someone really tell me what the shit is happening in this country? I gotta do a new... Let me know in the comments, do you want me to do a new Belgium campaign? Because I feel like I really need to do a new Belgium campaign. It wants to come out of me and just play the tallest anyone's ever played with these two provinces here. Oh, and right now on very low taxes, we're actually making massive profit because our capitalists, and we have a buttload of capitalists, are basically building everything we need for us, right? Also, check out, our capital state has almost 100 million GDP alone. We did lose quite a lot of pops because of the Russian war, and we have people migrating to our other states, but still, almost 100 million GDP in one state is really huge. Warsaw is catching up though. Warsaw is up to 50 million, and remember, we recently, like 20 years ago, we got Warsaw. Prior to that, this was like a backwards swamp that nobody needed anything from, basically, because the Russians were really neglecting this province. All right, boys, we managed to upgrade ourselves to squad infantry and siege artillery, so we basically have insane units compared to the Prussians, which, check this out, boys, they still have a mixture of shrapnel artillery, some siege, some trench, some skirmishers. They don't have their entire army upgraded to the latest, right? They freaking even have shrapnel still. That is just pathetic. Holy schnitzel, graduated taxation. So now we can actually continue to spread our construction sector. What the hell? We got the French flu? That's horrible. Also, this is generic. It could be the technically, historically, this was the Spanish flu, but let's just call it this French one in our game. Yeah, that being said, let's start getting more construction sectors. I'd say maxing out the one in Warsaw should be okay for now. We do have a lot of pops in the east now that I think about it though, so maybe we should start building up in the east some buildings because we don't really have much going on here. Also, I've got some insane shortages of electricity, as you would imagine, so we're building a buttload of electrical power plants. Oh my god, dude, this is insane, some of these here. Rosa Luxemburg, the communist Mikus Maximus. Sure, she can appear in our country. What can go wrong, am I right? Oh, wow. Yeah, that's actually a really good deal, Netherlands. I guess you really are scared of the Belgians, aren't you? We also are experiencing a lot of population decline because the flu has officially spread everywhere in our country, so it really is affecting us a lot now. Oh, what is that you say? We've got mechanized infantry and tanks. Yep, we do, boys. Yep, we do. Now, in order to upgrade this, we need to have production of tanks. So that means we got to go to our automobile and we need to enable tank production. We're not going to do that for all of them because we're not going to need that many tanks. Let's just say we do one of these factories for tank production, and then we can start upgrading our infantry to tanks. Mechanized infantry, better yet. Now, some of you might be saying, Ludi, you just waited to get tanks so you can steamroll over Germany with Polish tanks whilst they still have cavalry. Is that why you did it, you dirty little boy? Yeah, that's exactly why I freaking did it, okay? Let's see how they like it for once. We also seem to have the Second World War here, and this is actually a great opportunity for me to attack the Prussians because everyone's going to be busy with this shit. And in classic fashion, the Greeks started this. Of course, the Balkan nation's going to start a world war. Grabbing all of our claims is so cheap now because we got the claims from forming Poland. Unfortunately, the Spanish, the Belgians, and the Brazilians joined the side of the Prussians. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be defending the front until those three nations back out of the war. They don't actually have any war goals. So eventually they're just going to give up and they're not going to be willing to stay in the war any longer. And that's when I start pushing and grab my provinces from the Prussian. How long is it going to take for the Belgians and all those other skibbities to give up? And yes, in case I want to, I actually could just push in even now. Let's test the water, shall we? Let's attack in Ostprussen because I'm pretty sure my units are still better than whatever the enemy forces have to throw at me. Let's check what kind of soldiers they got. So the Prussians have squad infantry. They actually got squad, but mixed in with skirmishers, lancers, and shit. Whilst the Filipinos have line and skirmishers. Okay, buddy. Yeah, this is... we already won this. Oh, and North Germans are migrating. They know they're gonna want to leave those areas. Yep, I thought so, baby. Look at that difference. 93 offense against their 77 defense. So despite them outnumbering me like shit, I'm still crushing them, completely crushing them right now. And I'm also able to change my government administration production method to telephone, so that way we fix all of our bureaucratic issues. Yep, that's right, boys. We're gaining despite being outnumbered literally 3-1. We're still making progress in this war. It's kind of crazy that the most advanced army in the world right now is ours. Like, we literally have tanks, we've got planes already, we got siege artillery, we might as well change to heavy tanks, I guess, at this point. So yeah, we basically super won right now. We do have to wait until our unit is not engaged in combat anymore so we can upgrade the artillery to heavy tanks. Let's go ahead and select the next war target. And I guess we could tell our units to chill for a tiny bit so we can upgrade the artillery pieces to proper tanks. All right, I'm just going to continue to attack. I'm going to switch over my artillery to heavy tanks after this war. I don't need heavy tanks for this war, to be honest. I'm already crushing them left and right as it is. And honestly, I just want to finish the war as soon as I possibly can so I can form the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. Oh, we got the war goal. Let's go ahead and set a new war goal, namely a Poznan. Because that's right, this is called Poznan, not Poznan. Yes, Skumbogs. I'm role-playing mega Polish person right now, just so you're aware of this. I'm kind of also surprised that the alliance that they have not pieced out yet, like at all. I was even going to give the Belgian enforcement rights for investment, but I'm not going to do it anymore. Screw all of you. You're going to have to take what I give you, which is all of Germany belonging to me. All right, there you go. Speak of the devil, the Belgians have given up. We also can now change to airship mooring post, which gives us 10 whole prestige. Oh my god, so much prestige. It's crazy. Why am I even bothering with this freaking legislature? I don't even want workers protection. Screw you, man. They gave me such horrible bad events. It's not even worth passing that law anymore. All right, let's go for Schleswig. And we got an achievement. All quiet on the Western Front. Ooh, that's a new one. I didn't get that. So what is that? Let's see. Unlock. Have over 1 million battle casualties on a single front. Ooh, that is a medium achievement. Okay, interesting. Did we actually get already 1 million casualties? We've got 500,000 and 1 million on their side. Is that how it counts? Or is it wounded and dead together, I guess would be? I don't know. Oh my god, cost of war is huge for us. We've paid way more than we should have for this. Brazil's gone here. Oh yeah, baby. Polish-Lithuanian about to be back. We're bringing sexy back. And by sexy, I mean Poland, Lithuania. Okay. Do we even get actually the Lithuanians as a primary culture if that happens? I'm not even sure there's any Lithuanians left, is there? Let's see, cultures. How many Lithuanians we got? 800,000. Can I just get Ukrainians instead as a primary culture? I got way more Ukrainians. I don't know, man. Maybe we... Oh. I just realized. Maybe we could go for another war against the Russians, liberate Ukraine, and maybe some other areas, the Baltic Governorate, and then we can puppet that afterwards. Because in EU4, Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth technically has all of the Ukraine as well at the start. Am I right, guys? What do you think about that? Oh, we also got all the lands. Beautiful. So now we can just enforce. Minus 53 support for the Russians. Go away, Germany. Go away. Yeah, that's right. These are my lands. My lands are safe. A second advent. Woo! Defying the partitions, Poland has made a miraculous return to the world stage. President the president of Poland looks to its past. The Poland has been reborn. Like in the days of the past. Who writes these, man? This somebody needs a raise. Definitely needs a raise. We are the heirs of the Crown Republic. Yes, we go in Republican boys. All right, cool. We got all of Poland. Beautiful, boys. Beautiful. So these are all incorporated states because we had claims on these from before. And surprisingly, Silesia only has 30 million GDP. We have to bring this state back to its real strength. And let me actually check the pops now. So we got 6 million North Germans, 27 million Poles. Every single Polish person that exists is under our borders, which is what we really wanted all along, right? We also managed to get a lot of soldiers that were previously Prussian soldiers, I guess, and are now a part of the good guys. They're part of the good guys. Let me disband this and merge it with the main army, I guess. And I'm gonna disband the fleet. We don't believe in ships in Poland. Ships are not real. It's a made-up construct. You know what we do believe in, though? Telephone switchboards. We believe in telephone switchboards. That's our national god right here. Let's also go for modern ports, electric train, modernize these Prussians that apparently apparently are not as advanced as us. Oh my god, they really were not as advanced as us. Holy shit. I literally have to bring electricity to some of these parts. Poznan doesn't even have electricity. Like, actually, bro. Oh man, this looks so beautiful. Let me make a save here for United Poland. Also, I'll put all of these up until United Poland on the Discord so you guys can see all the phases. I think we got quite a few of them so far. I think I got 3 or 4 bookmarks. So we went through all the phases. Some of these saves, like, please Prussia, I'm just like hoping that Prussia is gonna help me out. yeah. That's how I play this game. Okay, I cope and I hope. So let's see what's gonna happen now. We still have Austria above us. I really want to defeat Austria GDP wise. They do have South Germany, which is a big bonus to them, but now I got the East Germany parts technically, so I should be okay-ish. And I just realized I cannot get like modern Polish borders because these states have to be cut in half. All right, let's go back from medium taxation to very low taxes again, and we can definitely get more construction sectors now. Wait a second, I just realized you cannot upgrade artillery pieces to heavy tanks. You have to recruit heavy tanks and disband the artillery. That's so stupid, man. That's gonna take me so long to do now. Hey boys, do you want to see the achievement too? Let's get the achievement. So we're gonna go to journal, nation formation, and we're gonna Clicius Maximus, a glorious union. Polish-Lithuania is back on track, boys. That means we got the new Commonwealth done, and that means we got claims on Crimea, Odessa, Kharkiv, Kiev, Alexandria, and everybody else here. So that means we could attack the Ukrainian parts, and instead of releasing Ukraine, we can just grab the land for ourselves actually now that we got the claim. So that's probably a better thing to do. The final war of the campaign is finally here. We're going to be attacking the Russians, and we're taking back we're taking the primary culture provinces of Ukrainian here, which we need to finish expanding the Commonwealth journal entry and get that juicy achievement. We just got to get 4 Ukrainian homeland provinces. That's basically exactly what I set up here. Now, the Russians do have some friends, including the Austrians, the Mexicans, and I'm assuming some more nations are gonna join. I'm outnumbered 3-1 again. So wish me luck, guys, because I definitely will need it. Oh, there you go. Brazil joined their side too. So I'm outnumbered 4-1 now. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Maybe we need to defend front until we recruit all of the conscripts, and then we can push afterwards. I'm also gonna get some more tanks. So let's say, I don't know, freaking 50 more tanks should be enough. Artillery tanks, better yet. Actually, you know what? I could add another war goal. Maybe Taurida, so it looks like prettier borders since we get all of Ukraine basically without Crimea, unfortunately. Then we'd go over 100 infamy and the whole world will attack us if we do that. Who would have thought taking Crimea is gonna unite the world against you? I'll stop now. I'll stop. I'm sorry, okay? I love you guys all. Just so we're clear, I love every one of you guys. I'm just gonna push and start taking my war goals. Eventually, all of the allies they've got will start piecing out, and I'm pretty sure they got shittier troops than I've got. They got line infantry? Oh, come on, Austria. Seriously? Wow. Think it's time we start teaching these scumbags a lesson, isn't it? Let's set Kiev as the main war target, and we're gonna be pushing right now. Screw this, man. Just so you guys know, I spend literally 12 hours playing this game. So right now it's been 12 hours since I started. This is my first attempt also, in case you're wondering. So it's doable on your first attempt. It's not that difficult playing as Krakow. If you have a little bit of basic knowledge about the game, it's actually a lot easier than you would expect. It was significantly easier than I expected. I was hoping to get this done earlier though, but yeah, apparently it's not, it's super RNG. If I reloaded, probably would have been able to get it earlier, but I just didn't want to reload. I just wanted to see how it is, right? If I just play it in one go. So that's why we're doing 1836 to 1936, actually 1936. All right, so yeah, it's been a fun one. I genuinely have to say I've had a lot of fun in this run, a lot more fun than I expected to have. And the Poles are really overpowered, man. I mean, look at this. Technologically, we're outshining every single one and their mamas. Let's make sure we double down on this and get chemical warfare. If all of you mustard enjoyers. Too soon? Too soon? I'm sorry. All right, we're about to take the main war target here. Then we can assign our army to push in the second war target, which will be Kherson, I guess. Hallelujah. We have it all. Skip it. I like how my economy is also growing as I'm attacking these guys. I am the world's 8th bleeding economy right now. Considering I started as 10% of a province, I am pretty impressed with myself, okay? I know you're gonna be, Ludi, I would have had $1 trillion Brazilian dollars by now if I was playing. Oh, buddy boy, oh, I'm sorry. Let me bow down to the great Skibidi Bobos. This is all I can do whilst, you know, retaining a little bit of my mental health. Just saying, okay, boys, okay? Not to fear, guys. We've got 151 million in the investment pool, so quite literally, once we pause construction, look at what's gonna happen. It's gonna fix itself, okay? 1.37 million goods for military buildings. That's how much we're paying for this war. And let me assign the next objectives. Boom, Chernigov. Russia, you got nothing you can do about me because you still have stupid infantry. Hehe. Tank. This video was sponsored by tanks, in case you're wondering. World of Tanks? No, just tanks. I wish it was sponsored by World of Tanks. Oh, War Thunder. I actually like War Thunder a lot more. I'm just saying. I play it a buttload and it's fun. Jesus, man. We got almost about 800 soldiers with the conscript. I don't even need that many, man. It's insane. Oh. No, don't attack that. Attack Taurida. We don't care about Kursk. We're not Germans to give a shit about Kursk, okay? All right, we got Taurida now. So that is basically everything. We've won the war. For prettier borders, we probably would have gotten Mogilev, Minsk, and Vitebsk. That would have been really nice borders. There we go. Brazil is out, so we've basically completely schnapple-de-boobed the Roskans. Maybe we can, if we still have time, maybe we can attack for those 3 provinces before the game ends. Poland-Lithuanian Commonwealth, boys. It's a time. Wait. I need Minsk? No! I didn't know that. Shit. Now I have to attack them again. When is my truce over with them? It finishes in 34. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna have like a year and a half to get 1 province. I mean, I'm only gonna add 1 war goal, Minsk, and that's it. Or maybe I can cheese it by attacking Moldova, and then they're gonna join on the side of the Moldovans, right? They will join. Okay, we can do that then. We just gotta wait for our infamy to go down a little bit. Also, go ahead and change all of our production methods again. We do have a buttload of extra bureaucracy lying around, so let's incorporate all the provinces we conquered from the Russians. Now, I don't know what I'm gonna do with the infamy, because the problem is I might have all the nations attack me if I'm not careful. Huzzah! 500 million Steiner. So we're still 5th. Okay, cool story, bro. Everyone's around 500 million though. I'm actually curious to see what the rest of the world looks like too. So the US doesn't have all of the US, which is very surprising considering they still have an insane amount of economy. Brazil has basically not changed since the start of the campaign. The British have taken over a lot of the world. The US has taken parts of Qing. Japan went full corporate, which is very surprising actually. They're an absolute empire and the world's 4th great power right now. What the fuck? How? Is it because of the ships? Yes, it is. They've got an insane fleet. And Scandinavia just chilling in North Europe whilst Prussia's half dead over here. No, I'm thinking that they really should give you a claim on Minsk, since it makes it a lot easier to grab your lands after you form the Commonwealth. I mean, they gave me claims on everything in Ukraine with the exception of Minsk. Like, why? Actually, why? A single state, a single party. No longer will we accept other parties except the best party, the nudist. That's right, the nudist party is in charge. If you're not taking your clothes off, why are you even in parliament? Explain that to me. Now, boys, we have 1 goal and 1 goal alone to grab the state of Minsk. Let's push it to the limit. Delete some of these siege artillery because we need the heavy tanks, and give these guys everything. I mean, really everything. We need to push for this heavy push. I'm talking flamethrowers, which gives 15 offense and morale damage. I'm talking chemical weapons, 50% kill rate and 20 offense. We're just gonna crush them. We're gonna pee on their graves. Maybe that's a little bit too much. Maybe we're not gonna do that. But we're gonna do stuff, okay? Because we need to finish this war within 2 years because the game's about to end. So we gotta rush it. I'm gonna recruit all the conscripts. All the people in the world shall come into the army and shall together attack us Maximus. Do we have the force limit for that? We might not. We might have to delete some of those conscripts. Classic Mexican Brazil joining the Russians. Austrians, classic, just classic. They seem very confident with themselves despite the fact that they still motherfucking have line infantry. What the fuck is this game? What is actually... How, AI? Think for yourself for once. Think. How has my shitty ass army got more troops than you? Also, I probably should, yeah, get rid of some of these conscripts. I have recruited a bit too much. 800 should be enough to take on all of them, right? It should be definitely. There you go. That's fine. That's fine with it. Yeah, we do have some shortages of tanks apparently. So what we can do is we can change some of these production methods here to give us some more tanks. Maybe not that many tanks, but some. The Lublin factory should be enough to cover our tank problems. And look at this, boys. 184 offense against 100 defense. Need I say anything else? We are ridiculously overpowered. I'm gonna take a screenshot. We are ridiculously overpowered right now, and I am just loving it, as Ronald McDonald would say. War crimes? Kill rate plus 10%. If it happens and you get 10% kill rate from it, who am I to say no to such an incident? Okay, who am I to say no to that? Ottomans, you want to build them? I don't give a shit. We're ending the game in a few months, brother. What the hell do you want from me right now? What do you want? What do you want, Ottomans? Get out of here. All right, we basically won. We got the war goal now, so we just got to sit on the war goal, and that's pretty much it. Nothing else, boys. Okay, we're already in September, and it's not minus 100. This might be bad. This might actually be really bad. God, please go down faster. Go down faster. No. Shit. Dude, no. Go down faster, I said. Conquest of Minsk. Do you accept that? Do you accept that deal? Please accept that freaking deal. Ah, they accepted. Okay, we got it, boys. Oh my God, I was about to not get the freaking achievement. Are you shitting me right now? Oh, dude. Okay, that's really awesome. So we got the freaking achievement. That is amazing. On literally the last month. Well, like on one of the last months. That is just crazy, bro. That was fun, man. That was actually fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this run. I genuinely had a lot of fun with this one. And we also renamed ourselves to the Commonwealth now. No longer Polish-Lithuanian. Because it means we also now have Ukrainian and Belarusian as accepted cultures. Which is huge. It's actually pretty huge. We also have some insane laws. I don't know if I've shown you this already. But this is a really huge. I would have liked to get this. But I kind of just forgot to click it. If you want to see more videos like these where we start like as an underdog. And we just grow big and do some achievements like this, let me know. I'm actually curious what achievements there are, because I'm not a big achievements guy, but I will always take your suggestions. And if you enjoy this, you're gonna love my Byzantium run in Wiki 3. Check it out, link it right now. Love you, and I'll see you in the next one.